welcome to this episode of Startup Central. I'm Nayantara Rai. This is the only show of its kind on Indian television dedicated, of course, to startups, as the name suggests, but entrepreneurship, disruption. Basically, if it falls under the gambit of the new economy, it's going to be here on your favorite channel, ET Now, every weekday at sharp 6 p.m. Today, we're going to be talking about Ola. No, we're not going to be talking about Ola headed to the Lal Street, or about how it's trying to disrupt the electric vehicle market with its scooter, selling scooter every 4 seconds when it was first launched, but about its new business. Ola has decided to do what a Droom has been doing, what a Spinny has been doing, what a CarDekho has been doing, what a Cars 24 has been doing, and that is to sell cars on its platform. It's going to begin about 30 cities, scale that up to 100 cities. But to talk more about this is Arun, who is the CEO of the new division, Ola Cars, and joining us now here on Startup Central. Arun, welcome to ET Now. Thanks so much for joining us here. My first question to you has to be, why is Ola even entering the used car sales business? You've been trying to rule the roads when it comes to shared mobility. The founder, Bhavesh Agarwal, is now talking about how India is moving again and is moving even more than it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Nayantara. To answer your question, it's good to reflect a little bit on a blog that Bhavesh put out actually a few days back. If you look at the mobility space, which is what Ola is playing in, there are three elements or three pieces to that pie. The first is a vision of new mobility itself. How we can do things better, faster, more efficiently for the customer. The second piece is about new energy vehicles, and you touched upon that on the Ola Electric, piece. And the third is about new vehicle commerce. This is about the third. And when your query on why, for us, mobility offers, I think, a vision and a means of changing the way consumers have, experienced all of these spaces, all of these pieces in a way that is more technology driven, that is more digital first. And hence, even in this space, we believe that there is a lot to be done that could improve your, the customer experience. And hence, this move to get into the overall gamut of vehicle commerce. One of those is about the pre-owned car experience. But you should look at this as a spectrum. Look at it from buying a vehicle to selling it at the end, acquiring a new one, but everything that goes on in between.
But why would somebody want to come on the Ola platform for this? Is your primary business going to be with those that ride Olas? I'm talking, of course, your driving partners. Is that the initial plan?
No. So let's see it the other way around. The fact that just if you look at a four-wheel market today, you'll find that the number of vehicles that are transacted, which are pre-owned, and that size of business is actually larger than it is of new vehicles. In India, but if you look at it internationally, it's actually some multiples of, right? If you look at the spectrum of all the services that go on after that, which means that there is the need to, say, maintain your vehicle, provide you, say, intelligent alerts on what is happening in your vehicle that needs maybe some attention, down to actually servicing, your car when you need it, down to probably, a assistance that you might need, which is roadside, vehicle insurance, financing options. You look at that full spectrum. The answer to that is that we already, through Ola, which is the mobility side of the business, are touching and transacting with a very, very large base of consumers on a daily basis, millions. The intersection is clear. Those who require any of these sort of services are there out on the Ola app, and maybe not on the Ola app. We want to provide this to, through the app. It's an easy access, and a very large proportion are already availing of that service. Anyone else who wishes to will find that the Ola app is the home for mobility shared and the home for pre-owned as well.
Okay, and as you get ready for the used car business, it's also going to coincide with the time when, the waiting list for new cars is running into months. I'm of course talking about this global supply disruption of semiconductors and chips. It's a festive season as well. Are you seeing a more greater demand for used cars? Is that maybe what preempted Ola with the timeline?
No, it's a good question, but that intersection today is not so evident. Actually, when you look at the size of the overall business on pre-owned, and you ask yourself, those who are addressing the more digital first side to this, the numbers and the share of that business is still very small. A lot of it is still, in that sense, not very organized. And I think the opportunity to make that overall experience of either buying your pre-owned car from you and making that on three levers. One, digital, everything on the app. Second, personalized, which means come home and make it super convenient, right? And the third is technology. I think technology right through the chain, we can actually add a lot of value. We have been a tech-first business, digital-first business. So when you look at that space, whereas there are players currently, we believe there's a lot of work that can be done to improve that experience. So to your question, the market today is still a lot more fragmented, distributed, and I think there is a way in which we can actually add a lot of value over and above what might be currently being done by other players. Chip shortage specifically is not something that is impacting this part of the business in that sense yet. I think there's a lot of availability of vehicles for us to, in that sense, buy, service, or even to sell. I think, that's a long way to go before the current chip shortage on the new vehicle business is likely to impact the pre-owned business.
Okay. Is this going to be a pure tech play? So is it going to be a situation where, let's say, Nayantara Rai hypothetically wants to sell a car? Does she do everything, including get the car inspected, valued, sold on the platform, and ditto from the buyer's perspective?
The answer is yes. There are a few touch points which are more physical, which require, for example, the point you made of an inspection or an evaluation. That is still physical, but even there, we are already engaging with tech, with devices that can make that very, very simple, easy for you. So our evaluation process is quick, is efficient, and is technology driven, but it needs us to come in and inspect your vehicle where you are at your home. Your own interaction with the whole process is digital, is on the app, whether it's a request for you to say, hey, you know what, I want to sell my car. That entire process is mapped pretty much on the app. You're notified, you're advised on different stages, and right through, including the final payment to you. We are currently tracking, and just to be clear, we're already live in 30 cities. Our current track on payment, once approved, once we've seen your vehicle, we've evaluated it, we provided you with a price, and if that matches what you're expecting, that process of the final payment today, we are tracking to under 30 minutes. But we are not happy. We want to make that even shorter. And that's the reason is because we are completely tech and digital enabled right through the process. So, and the same applies on the reverse, which is, if you wish to buy a car, on the platform, then financing options, integrating with insurers and finance partners is just that makes it a very seamless experience for you. There are a few physical touch points, but largely this is a digital experience.
But again, Arun, why will someone come on Ola? And, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Compared to the others, you're a latecomer. Look at Cars 24, look at a CarDekho, look at a Droom, look at a Spinny. Their technology has been around. The brand building has been taken place. They're fully integrated players for the used car platform. Why will someone come on Ola?
So let's take the case of someone wanting to buy a pre-owned car. What we ought to do and what we are doubling down on, what we are focused on, is not really what others might be doing. And with all due respect, there are three key elements to this that we are focused on. We want to provide you a choice like no other, and that choice is budgets, that choice is brands, that choice is odometer, how much you've driven, vintage. There is a huge choice that we need to provide you of any brand, make, odometer, and condition of vehicle. That is the first part. The second is related to conveniences, and I can go down that path. And how do we make that super easy for you to buy your car through Ola? And I gave you some of those, including the test drive experience, the way in which we manage the final closure once you have a price sort of determined whether you need finances. Everything is digital. So second is about convenience, and how do we push the vectors there? It's not as though others are not doing this, but I think we believe there is a scope to do this much better. The third is about the right value and a best value promise that we are providing. That includes what you get as the price on this on the car, and you might want to even compare this. But there are more elements to this. For example, it is Ola that can actually provide you with a warranty, just as you would on a new car. When you buy a pre-owned, we stand by what we are selling you. The other piece is service. We already in 30 cities are, we've set up completely certified workshops where we are running any touch-up refurbishment that is needed. And even on the servicing of your vehicle, you have a friend once that vehicle is bought from us that we will actually handle your service needs over the lifetime of the vehicle. So that's the third part. And the fourth, so just to be clear, there's a choice issue, there is a convenience issue, there is a best value promise that we are providing you, which is over and above what you get, which is the price itself being the right and fair value. And the last is trust. We've been in business for many years as Ola. And if you look at the number of people who are transacting with us on the mobility business already, and on the other verticals such as foods and so on, there is a matter of trust that we stand by as a company, as a brand. On top of that is a certification process, which is very detailed, and we provide you what we exactly do to certify the vehicle, the inspection process. There are several levers and elements on the trust side. So those four are the reasons why you might choose Ola as a better option for you. And over time, we believe that our only single goal is that we believe we should lead this business because of the backbone to these four, led by digital technology and personalization.
Okay, so it's pretty clear that Ola wants to be wherever there's anything to do with mobility, whether it is for ride sharing, whether it is to get an auto, whether it is to sell a car, to buy a car, and of course, enter the electric vehicle. And you covered the financing part as well. My final question to you, Arun, before I let you go, because we're running out of time. Will there be a phygital play? Will you tie with dealerships? Will we see physical stores?
Let me answer that in two parts. Will you see physical stores is a question that I can't answer for right now. But are we tying up with dealerships? The entire business, which is the vehicle commerce business, and one of those verticals being pre-owned cars, and we are not averse to entering into other segments there as well, is collaborative. This is not about us doing everything from end to end. This is actually collaborations with and on the ground already with the right workshop partners, the right sort of dealers to whom we are either selling or buying cars from. The entire ecosystem is actually one of collaborative play. So are dealers a key a player in this piece for us? Absolutely. We are really excited. We are really happy, and we really regard those partnerships already on the ground as very important. And we will reach out to a wider audience here. Anyone who's in the business of a vehicle commerce must see Ola as a friend and partner.
Okay. With that, Arun, I'd like to thank you for joining us today on Startup Central. Here's wishing you and the entire team at Ola the very best for the new business.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thanks.